I did it the hard way. You know, I'm a kid that came from poverty. I can remember being a kid living in Jersey with my mother. 7 of us living in a 1-bedroom. You know, no lights, no heat. Never cried, never complained. Just worked hard to get to where I got to in life. It's been hard work. My dad going out there. When I lived with my dad in Michigan, my dad going out there, taking chances, hustling to put food on the table. You know, he sacrificed everything for me. My dad went to prison, and I had to become a man at 16. My dad came back into my life. I was 21. Never cried, never complained. All I did was work hard. I never robbed, never stole nothing from nobody. Just hard work and dedication. That's it, to get to where I got to. So anybody that's watching this interview, I earned it the hard way. You know, just the American dream.
Maybe you're going through a divorce. Maybe you're going through an illness. A lot of people who watch this podcast are going through difficulties or outright tragedies. But you want to practice seeing the setback or the dark time as fuel to leverage your growth. And so on this first point about study the alchemy, no matter what you're going through in your life, whether it's a large difficulty or a small setback, you want to ask yourself, how can I use what I'm going through as fuel for my growth? You want to ask yourself, what is the gorgeous opportunity hidden inside this so-called problem? I mean, and if you look at the mass of humanity, they really train their brains to focus on problems. Right? They hit a wall and they just, because of their belief system, they don't know it because most people are not really that aware of their belief systems. So they blame it on the world. They blame it on the supplier. They blame it on the teammate. They blame it on their husband or wife. They blame it on their childhood versus understanding our daily performance reflects our deepest beliefs. And so if you are experiencing some kind of a setback, whether it's large or tiny, you want to train your brain to see the treasure within the lead.
Set up hard and fast rules in your life, rules that cannot be violated. Because from a willpower perspective, it is very draining, again, to go back and forth in your head. So it's much easier to say, okay, I will not drink soda and I'll only eat foods off of this list, than it is for you to go, okay, I ate really good yesterday and I worked out extra hard, now I'm at dinner and they just gave me a free dessert, is it okay for me to have a small portion? Because that takes a lot of mental energy to process. When you set up hard and fast rules, as draconian as this might feel and sound at first, it actually creates a tremendous amount of freedom in your own life to spend your brain power on the things that matter the most. So set up rules. You must work between these hours. You need to go to the gym 5 days a week. For me, I set up a rule. I have to release one YouTube video every single Monday, and that's why I am here right now. So set up rules.
The real thing about self-discipline is that it is necessary for everything you do in your life. You have to be self-disciplined. If discipline comes from somewhere else, it's very, very hard to remain consistent because you tend to resist. It's wild because I see trainers and they're in the gym with people and, you know, the guy or girl that they're working out hates their workout, hates it because the discipline is coming from somewhere else. It's something that you dread every time you go in. You don't really want to do it. It's like, but oh no, my trainer's here. He's about to, you know, beat me up and make me feel crazy. Well, the truth is, every trainer should work his way out of your life. Anybody who's working you out, your teachers, your trainers, your people, they have to train you to get out of your life. So you can go ahead, do your own workout, do your own thing, practice self-discipline. Now, one thing I want to straighten out, big time. Discipline is not punishment. It's not. Discipline is training. That's all it is. I was talking to my son one time and I asked him, and it was weird because I was trying to see if he really knew what it was all about. And I said, hey man, you know I have to discipline you. What is discipline? And he goes, punishment, punishment. When I do something wrong and you punish me. I was like, no, discipline is training. If you change your mind, your mindset, and really focus it on what discipline really is, you start to welcome discipline. You welcome self-discipline into your life.
Really, I just kept at it. I work. I don't believe in, I hate lazy people. I hate laziness. I just don't like procrastination. I don't like people that make up excuses. Just get it done. And I've always taken that approach with my life and my career. And I guess that's why, I've been around. And I haven't just gotten around, I've been here for a minute. You guys probably know. Yeah. So I've been trying for a long time, and it just goes to show you, like, you know what, if you really want something, you work hard at it, you know what I'm saying? Eventually people will come around. It's just up to you to stick with it. I think the problem is a lot of people just give up because it's so difficult. You want to go and, it's like you got bills to pay, you can't keep on going to the studio, you got to do this. So a lot of people just give up, but I just didn't. I just kept working.
The thing that I have always told my students and my clients is to start with a small win. Begin with something small. So, for example, if you want to lose weight, I often tell people just start walking every single morning. Don't worry about counting calories. Don't worry about complex workout ideas. Don't worry about anything that anyone is selling you. Just get up and walk every morning. Right? Now, it's not the walking that's actually going to make that person successful. Now, it will add to your success because getting up and walking, fresh air and exercise is going to support you in losing weight. But we all know that there's far more factors to consider. But what it will do is create the virtue of discipline, commitment, right? Commitment and discipline sort of go together. And the fact that that small win associated with getting up every single morning is under your belt, you're going to feel the courage, the confidence, and you'll have the ability to begin adding other things to your ability to grow stronger. So now that you know, it's been 60 days, 90 days, and it's like you got that pattern down pat. You get up every morning, you just walk, that's it. You don't think about it. It's become a habit. You now can use that tool of creating habits and instilling discipline with the next one, which should be a little bit more advanced.
Your hardest tasks you should set for the morning. In the morning, you typically have the highest willpower. Your brain is refreshed. Glucose stores are pretty good. Even though you've been fasting overnight, you're refreshed, you're ready to go. You're more likely to make smart decisions because you can think, you have clarity, you're not exhausted by the day yet. So whatever is hard for you, whether that's exercise, some new thing you're trying to do, try to do it before your day, before the long day, which is why most successful people in history have some kind of smart morning routine. So they wake up, they do the most important task first while they're fresh, and then do the rest of the stuff throughout the day or at the end of the day when they're more tired.
Care more than normal and more than necessary about your results. That's it. Learn to care. Start developing inside of you this adamant feeling, this desire to care more than normal and more than necessary about the results that you want. You see, most people don't cross the finish line with their goals and their dreams, not because they don't have the ability or the resources or the relationships. More often than not, it's because at some point they allow themselves not to care more than normal and more than necessary. Just think about an example in your own life when you decided to take action on some desired outcome, but ultimately you gave up on it. You'll notice, if you're honest, that at some point along the way, you allowed yourself off the hook because you gave yourself permission to no longer care. You see, having the conviction about your outcome, about your result, is so powerful. And it is enacted when you allow yourself to care about that result more than normal and more than necessary. You see, when we allow ourselves to care more than normal and more than necessary, that something becomes a priority in our life. In his book, The Power of Habit, Charles Duhigg talks about the science of small wins. And in a nutshell, he just says, in order to be successful at creating a new habit, you must allow yourself to experience small consecutive wins that support the behaviors you want. I call this winner's momentum. When you decide to care more than normal and more than necessary about your desired outcome, even if you don't even believe in that moment that you're able to accomplish it, just by caring, having the conviction about the small little steps along the way, creates a winner's momentum that ultimately catapults you across the finish line.